Are you still running out of things to watch? Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, you've got multiple subscriptions, and you've still run out of things to watch. Meanwhile, Tubi, completely free, no subscription, no trial, just a few ads, has quietly been sitting on one of the deepest catalogs of legitimate, excellent cinema available anywhere online. Not algorithm-driven originals, not filler, actual films. Oscar winners, cult classics, one of the most acclaimed Korean thrillers of the decade, and a film that made me feel a specific, physical variety of anxiety that I haven't experienced watching anything else. 15 thrillers, all of them free, right now on Tubi. All of them genuinely excellent in ways that most of what you're currently paying for isn't. Some of them you've been meaning to watch for years. Some of them, I promise, you've never heard of and won't be able to believe you missed. 15 films, ranked. Let's go. Number 15, Valkyrie.
10 minutes. 1 for the checkpoint, 2 for the walk, 1 to the bunker, 6 to get out. Plenty of time.
July 20th, 1944. A small group of senior German military officers attempts to assassinate Adolf Hitler and seize control of the Reich. You already know it didn't work. The film knows you know. And Bryan Singer, directing Tom Cruise at the height of his production power, understood that historical inevitability is not a reason to drain the tension. It's a reason to build it differently. Cruise plays Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, the man who placed the bomb in the wolf's lair. Cruise got somewhat mocked on release for playing a German officer with no accent in a film full of British actors doing the same thing. Fair point, but his performance, the pure, controlled determination of a man who has committed himself to an act he knows he might not survive, is genuinely strong. Kenneth Branagh, Bill Nighy, and Eddie Izzard are in this too, all doing sharp work. Lean, tense, and much better than the reviews of the time suggested. Number 14, Point Break.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Everybody freeze! Nobody move! Keep your hands up and your eyes down!
We are the ex-president.
Kathryn Bigelow. Before The Hurt Locker, before Zero Dark 30, before 2 Oscars, there was this film about a young FBI agent who goes undercover in the Los Angeles surf scene to catch a gang of bank robbers who wear US president masks while they work. Keanu Reeves plays the agent, Patrick Swayze plays the gang leader, and what Bigelow makes from this premise is something that should not be as good as it is. A film that is simultaneously a brilliant action thriller, a genuine philosophical debate about freedom and adrenaline and the meaning of living without limits, and one of the best portrayals of male obsession and admiration ever put on screen. Patrick Swayze's Bodhi is one of the great movie villains who doesn't feel like a villain. He believes everything he says. The film believes in what he says, even as it follows the agent trying to bring him down. The skydiving sequences, practical effects, Bigelow and her team actually jumping are still some of the most visually stunning action footage ever shot. The final scene, on a beach in Australia, is one of the finest endings in American action cinema. Rewatchable, endlessly, and on Tubi right now. Don't miss it. Number 13. Riders of Justice, a Scandinavian film, and this one is going to surprise you.
Ja, Markus Hansen. Mit navn Otto Hoffmann, og det Lennart. Jeg var med samme tog som din kone og datter. Hvad ved? Jeg synes, du har krav på at vide, at det ikke var en ulykke.
Marcus, a Danish soldier, comes home after his wife is killed in a train accident, leaving him to raise a teenage daughter he doesn't know how to talk to. A statistician named Otto, who survived the same crash, believes it wasn't an accident, that the train was sabotaged by a criminal organization. He brings his data to Marcus. Mads Mikkelsen plays Marcus, and what follows is, on paper, a revenge thriller. But what director Anders Thomas Jensen actually makes is one of the darkest, funniest, most unexpectedly moving films about grief, probability, and the human need to believe that things happen for a reason. The supporting ensemble, a group of misfit statisticians/hackers who get pulled into Marcus's orbit, are the heart of the film. And the dynamic between them and Mikkelsen's barely functioning, emotionally destroyed soldier is alternately hilarious and devastating, sometimes in the same scene. Mads Mikkelsen at his absolute best. Not the suave villain the English-speaking world usually gets. A man in genuine pain, pursuing justice because the alternative is sitting with the truth. That sometimes terrible things happen for no reason at all, and that truth is unbearable. This went almost entirely unseen outside Scandinavia. On Tubi, right now. Free! One of the most emotionally complete films on this list. Watch it. Number 12. Source Code. Duncan Jones. The man who made Moon made this next. And it's a film that pulls off something technically difficult. It makes a time loop premise feel emotionally urgent rather than repetitive.
If you find the bomber, his second attack, the real attack we think, can be prevented. You will have 8 minutes, same as last time.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays Captain Coulter Stevens, who wakes up inside the body of a stranger on a commuter train in Chicago. 8 minutes later, the train explodes. And then he wakes up again, in the same body, on the same train, with the same 8 minutes to find the bomber. The film is genuinely interested in what it would actually mean, emotionally, philosophically, to relive the same 8 minutes knowing everyone around you is going to die. Gyllenhaal plays this with an increasing desperation and empathy that's completely believable, and the film's final act takes its own logic further than you'd expect a studio thriller to bother with. The script is airtight. Every detail in the 8 minutes means something. It rewards rewatching. Vera Farmiga is extraordinary as the controller running the program. All of her acting is done through a screen and a headset, and she manages more nuance in that framing than most actors get with full freedom of movement. Smart, propulsive, and genuinely satisfying in a way that most science fiction thrillers of its era completely failed to be. Number 11. Stir of Echoes. The same year The Sixth Sense came out, the same year, which is why most people never saw this.
What the hell was that?
Kevin Bacon plays Tom Witzke, a blue-collar Chicago man who gets hypnotized at a party as a joke, and afterwards starts seeing things. A girl, in his house, demanding something from him that he can't immediately understand. David Koepp directed this, the man who wrote Jurassic Park and Mission Impossible, and what he built is a ghost story that's less interested in scares than in the specific psychological experience of a man who is completely certain he's not imagining things and has absolutely nobody who believes him. Kevin Bacon is one of the most underrated actors of his generation, and this is one of his best performances. A working-class everyman becoming progressively unraveled, digging through his own backyard with his bare hands while his wife watches. The film got completely swallowed by The Sixth Sense's cultural moment and essentially vanished. Gripping, creepy, and one of the most criminally overlooked supernatural thrillers of its decade. Number 10. Fracture. Anthony Hopkins. Ryan Gosling. A confession, a gun, and a man who is completely certain he is the smartest person in any room he enters.
You're home early.
I love you.
I know.
Does he?
Hopkins plays Ted Crawford, a wealthy engineer who shoots his wife, calls the police himself, confesses to the arresting officer, and then, in court, fires his lawyer and represents himself, and somehow, through one precise, catastrophic detail, gets the case dismissed. Gregory Hoblit directed this, and what he made is a supremely well-constructed cat-and-mouse thriller built on the specific pleasure of watching two very smart performers go at each other. Gosling plays the ambitious young prosecutor who cannot understand how he lost and refuses to let go. The script has one central piece of legal and forensic logic at its heart, one mechanism. And when you understand it, the film snaps into perfect focus. And Hopkins, all stillness and quiet amusement, plays Crawford like a man who set a chess game in motion years ago and has been waiting patiently for everyone else to catch up. Gosling was in this between Half Nelson and Lars and the Real Girl, right in the middle of the stretch that made his reputation. He's doing that thing he does where relaxed and intelligent become indistinguishable. Pure, clean, smart thriller mechanics. On Tubi. Free. Number 9. The Ninth Gate. Roman Polanski directed this. Johnny Depp stars in it. and it is one of the strangest, most atmospheric, most deliberately paced thrillers of its era, which is exactly why it divided audiences down the middle on release, and has been quietly building a cult following ever since.
Nine Gates is the kingdom of shadows, a book reputed to have been written by Satan himself.
I want you to go to Europe. I want you to get it for me.
You mean the devil won't show up?
Depp plays Dean Corso, a rare book dealer, morally flexible and entirely mercenary, who is hired by a wealthy collector to authenticate a supposedly satanic manuscript, one of only 3 surviving copies, said to have been co-authored by the devil himself. The plot takes him across Europe, and strange things keep happening to the people around the copies. Here's what nobody tells you about The Ninth Gate. This is Polanski doing slow, creeping, atmospheric dread in the tradition of Rosemary's Baby. Not a horror film, not a thriller in any conventional sense, but a film that operates on a sustained, low-frequency unease that builds across its 2 hours into an ending that deliberately refuses resolution. The ending is not for everyone. The journey absolutely is. Depp, in a pre-franchise era, is doing some of his most controlled, watchable work, and Polanski shoots European cities at night better than almost anyone alive. Number 8, Memoir of a Murderer. Korean cinema, and a concept so original that I have to be careful not to give too much away.
오늘 새벽 강화시에서 이 여성의 사체가 발견됐습니다.
Byung-soo, a retired veterinarian with a gentle manner and a devoted daughter. He also spent several decades as a serial killer. He stopped after a car accident 17 years ago, and the same accident gave him Alzheimer's disease, which is now advancing. When he crosses paths with a young policeman who starts dating his daughter, Byung-soo becomes convinced, with the bone-deep instinct of a predator recognizing a predator, that this man is a killer, and that his daughter is in danger. Here's the concept that makes this film extraordinary. The protagonist cannot trust his own memory. Is Tae-ju actually a murderer? Or is Byung-soo's Alzheimer's distorting his perception of an innocent man? The film uses his unreliable memory as a sustained structural thriller device, giving you scenes that shift meaning completely when revisited. And it builds to an ending that hits like a door slamming. The central performance by Sul Kyung-gu is one of the great performances I have seen. South Korean cinema has a particular genius for taking a premise and following it to its most uncomfortable conclusion. This is a pristine example of that. Number 7, Dogman. Matteo Garrone made this, the man who made Gomorrah. And what he made here is a film so quiet and so devastating that it took me a while to understand what had actually happened to me while watching it.
Sappiamo che ti frequentavi con lui. Ma qualsiasi cosa che ti ha promesso, non la mantiene. Ti ha incastrato.
Sono amico tuo io. Sì o no?
Marcello Fonte plays Marcello, a small, gentle, mild-mannered dog groomer in a run-down Italian coastal town who has a sideline in small-time crime. His best friend, Simone, is a large, volatile, dangerous man who takes advantage of Marcello constantly, borrows money he never repays, and keeps dragging Marcello into situations that could destroy his life. And Marcello lets him. Every single time. Marcello Fonte won Best Actor at Cannes for this. It's one of the most fully inhabited performances I've seen in a decade. A man so defined by his desire to be liked, so incapable of saying no, that you watch his goodness become his tragedy in real time. This film has almost no conventional thriller mechanics. No car chases, no twists. What it has instead is the slow, unbearable dread of watching someone make one accommodation too many. And the moment when that accommodation crosses a line, the film never lets him walk back. Devastating, precise, and with a final act that lands like a closed fist. Number 6, Blue Ruin. Jeremy Saulnier made this for something close to nothing, funded partly through Kickstarter, shot with a skeleton crew, and what he made is one of the most precisely constructed revenge thrillers of its year.
It's an awful thing you did to them.
Macon Blair plays Dwight, a bearded, hollow-eyed man living out of his car on a beach in Delaware, existing in a state of quiet collapse. He hears a piece of news and gets in his car and drives. The premise of Blue Ruin is simple. Almost every revenge thriller is. What makes this one different is what Saulnier does with competence, or specifically, the complete lack of it. Dwight is not a trained operative. He is not a man with a particular set of skills. He is a broken person who has decided to do a violent thing with no preparation, no weapons experience, and no plan for what comes after. Every mistake in this film is the mistake a real person would make. Every consequence arrives with the full, terrible weight of something that cannot be taken back. And the film keeps escalating, not through action movie logic, but through cause and effect. Macon Blair has almost no dialogue. He carries the entire film on his face and his body language alone. One of the best American independent thrillers of the 2010s. And far fewer people have seen it than should have. Number 5. Frailty. Bill Paxton directed this, his first and tragically only feature as a director. It is extraordinary. A father wakes his 2 young sons in the middle of the night and tells them God has given him a mission: to destroy demons walking among us in human form. The demons look like ordinary people. Only he can see what they really are. The film is told in flashback. Matthew McConaughey plays the adult version of one of the sons, recounting this story to an FBI agent played by Powers Booth. And what Paxton does with that framing is something genuinely courageous. He never tells you whether the father is a prophet or a madman. He makes both readings completely available, simultaneously, all the way to the end. Bill Paxton plays the father, and his performance, gentle, loving, certain, is the most frightening thing in the film. Not because he seems dangerous, because he seems right. The boys believe him. The final act has a revelation that reframes everything. It is one of the finest endings in American thriller cinema of the 20s. Almost nobody talks about this film. Bill Paxton deserved a longer directing career. This is the evidence. Number 4. Before the Devil Knows, You're Dead. Sidney Lumet's last film. And he made something that doesn't feel like a late career gesture or a quiet exit. It feels like a man who still had something to prove.
It's a jewelry store, a mom and pop operation.
You ain't never done this before.
Philip Seymour Hoffman and Ethan Hawke play brothers who, caught in financial desperation from different directions, devise a plan to rob his parents' jewelry store. A safe robbery, victimless. They know the layout. They know exactly how it should go. Lumet tells this story non-linearly, fracturing the timeline so that we see the aftermath before the cause, and the consequences before the choices. And the effect is not confusion, but inevitability. You know almost from the first scene that this is a film about a family destroying itself. You just don't know which detail is going to be the one that makes it irreversible. Philip Seymour Hoffman is doing something in this film that goes beyond performance. A man held together entirely by the pressure of secrets, watched at the precise moment that pressure exceeds what the container can hold. Marissa Tomei, Albert Finney, and Ethan Hawke are all extraordinary. This film was overlooked on release. It was independent, it was difficult, it came out the same year as There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men, and it got swallowed. It belongs in the same conversation. Number 3. Margin Call. One night, one investment bank. The moment in 2008 when a small group of people at the top of the financial system realized what they had built was about to detonate.
Mr. Dale, these are extraordinary times, as you very well must know.
I don't understand.
The majority of this floor is being let go today.
A junior analyst, working late, realizes that the firm's risk models are wrong. Catastrophically wrong. And so begins a night of phone calls, closed-door meetings, and quiet, terrible decisions made by people who understand exactly what those decisions will cost the world and make them anyway. J.C. Chandor wrote and directed this, his first feature, and assembled a cast that has almost no right being attached to a $3.5 million debut film. What Margin Call is, underneath the financial specifics, is a film about the specific moral architecture of institutional catastrophe. The way that each individual person in a chain can believe they had no real choice, while the chain as a whole produces something monstrous. Jeremy Irons delivers one of the most quietly chilling performances of his career in a single scene. This cost almost nothing to make. It was nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, and it is one of the finest films about money, power, and the moral cost of staying in the room ever made. Number 2. Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal lost 30 pounds for this role. He didn't sleep much during production. He didn't want to. His character doesn't sleep much either.
Will this be on television?
Morning news. If it bleeds, it leads.
Are you currently hiring?
Jake Gyllenhaal plays Lou Bloom, who talks his way into the world of night crawling, filming crime scenes and accidents in LA and selling the footage to a local news station. And then, because the system rewards people who don't have limits, he starts removing his. Lou Bloom has no backstory. We never find out where he came from, what happened to him, or why he is the way he is. He just exists. Gaunt, wide-eyed, reciting self-help mantras like scripture while doing things that should horrify everyone around him. Jake Gyllenhaal described the character as a coyote, hungry, nocturnal, and opportunistic. He barely blinks in the entire film. Deliberately. He said he counted. The scariest thing about Nightcrawler isn't Lou himself. It's that Lou succeeds. Every terrible thing he does, every line he crosses, every person he uses, makes him more successful. The film is a satire about capitalism and media that doesn't feel like satire, because nothing in it feels impossible. I came out of Nightcrawler feeling genuinely uneasy about the next time I'd see a crime story on the news. That unease hasn't entirely gone away. Number 1. Uncut Gems. I need to describe an experience before I describe a film. Watching Uncut Gems, actively watching it, without your phone, in full, produces a specific physical effect. Your shoulders come up, jaw tightens, you find yourself feeling all the chaos that is happening inside your screen. That's what this film does to you.
Howard, where's the money right now?
Howard, got my money? Howard!
Adam Sandler plays Howard Ratner, a New York gem dealer with a gambling addiction, a failing marriage, multiple dangerous deaths, a new girlfriend, and the absolute unshakable conviction that this next bet, this one, is the one that will make everything work out. He is wrong about this. He will continue to be wrong about this. He will place larger and larger bets while being wrong about this, and you will watch and feel every single one of them. Josh and Benny Safdie directed this, and the technique they use, overlapping dialogue, a camera that never settles, and a score that plays underneath scenes like a low-frequency hum of pure stress, creates a viewing experience that operates directly on your nervous system. You cannot relax. The film will not let you. Every time something looks like it might resolve, it opens into something worse. Adam Sandler was not nominated for an Oscar for this performance. That is one of the great oversights in Academy history. The final 10 minutes. I will say only this. They are among the most controlled, most audacious, most perfectly executed final 10 minutes in the history of the thriller as a genre. What the Safdies do, what they risk, what they deliver, is the reason this film exists. That's the end of today's video. 15 thrillers, all of them free. All of them better than most of what you're currently paying for. Start with Fractured tonight if you want something that will entertain you with no emotional homework. Start with Riders of Justice if you want a film that will make you laugh before it makes you feel things you weren't expecting. Start with Frailty when you're ready for something that will sit with you afterwards. And Uncut Gems? Clear your schedule. Put your phone in another room. You owe yourself the full experience. Drop a comment with which one you're watching first. I read them all. Like the video. Subscribe to Cine Edge. I dig through the free streaming catalogs so your watch list is never empty. Now go watch something extraordinary. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.